Best threesome ever?
Yeah.
Come on.
Sorry, we're waiting for our music.
Oh, it's all good. We're sorry about that.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take center spot.
Yeah.
Center square. I'll take center square. Brush up on your
Intro music, yeah.
Welcome to Best Threesome Ever, a podcast discussing all things revolving around nerdy pop culture. Probably not what you expected, but it's just as fun. Now here are your hosts, Nick, Rob, and Kevin.
Yay! Here we are. Best Threesome Ever, episode 81, live at Die Laughing 6. I'm Nick.
I'm Rob.
And I'm Kevin.
And here we are, 7:30 in the morning, drinking coffee and Baileys.
And Jameson.
Oh,
My coffee is full of Jameson and Baileys. Jameson and Baileys. Jameson.
We're not sponsored by them, but I sure would like to be.
Please sponsor us, Jameson and Baileys.
It has nothing to do with our podcast, but we just like drinking Jameson. And by we, I mean I, because I love Jameson.
I mean, I'm not against what your alcohol choice this morning was.
It's my alcohol choice of every day. So we are here at Die Laughing 6. Rob, if you want to just tell the audience what it's all about.
I did no research. I'm sorry.
Classic.
I know, right? But Die Laughing 6. Yes, we're at Die Laughing 6. 50-hour comedy marathon for our listeners at home. It's a 50-hour comedy marathon. Oh, it's early. Benefiting Fearless Comedy Productions. And if you donate, they continue to work in the Twin Cities, which is great because they're a great company and a lot of our friends are in it, and we get to come by and see shows, and you can come by and see shows. They're an amazing company, and I love being able to be here and do the marathon, and that's what I got.
And it's always a good idea to support local because...
Also that.
Yeah, exactly. Woo, indeed.
So we are Best Threesome Ever. For those of you who don't know us, Kevin will tell you us a little about us because he can describe it better than I can.
Yeah, so as the lovely Sarah said in our intro, we revolve around pop culture. We have a focus on movie reviews. We talk about trailers that are coming up, theories we have for all of the sci-fi movies that we love, the comic book movies that we love, that sort of ilk. And we go into TV shows and video games a little bit too. And we also discuss kind of our lives as nerds and try and be funny while we're doing it.
Sarah being the lovely voice of our intro, not Heather, and I got real confused. And I was like, what? Like, you met her 10 minutes ago. How did you forget all that? I'm going to keep drinking.
Yeah.
You do that.
We also all do have theater backgrounds, so we are all performers, comedians. We performed together at the Renaissance Festival for many years. That's how we all met each other, and where we came up with this crazy idea of Best Threesome Ever, which was a tagline in one of our shows. So
yeah, it definitely wasn't Kevin demanding to do a podcast with me. That was definitely
What are you talking about?
and I was like, I have a company, I can produce it. Boom, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's how you folks. That's how you make a podcast.
What I'm saying is, Kevin, Nick is the son I wanted.
I'm the son you got?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, happy. So moving right along. So where do we want to start? We want to start with I'll start with nerd news, I guess.
Yeah, I'll start with nerd news.
Yeah, so recently announced, I think it was just yesterday or Friday, Mark Hamill is set to play the voice of Chucky.
And I'm so excited.
Let's get one thing just in that we know already. He's gonna sound like the Joker, and that's what Chucky should have sounded like this whole time.
I was thinking about that. I was like, well, do I want him to sound like the Joker? Yes, but I kind of want something a little different because I mean, I love the Joker, but I want more.
So it'll be a little different.
I mean, he always, whenever he does his kind of evil guy voices, it's always a little bit different, but you always go, yeah, that's the Joker. I don't think you can help it.
Right. On a side note, I don't know if you guys, Santa Clarita Diary has their third season out.
Santa Clarita
Diet?
That too, whatever.
I haven't watched it at
Vintage name.
Anyways, so the third season, so Nathan Fillion was in that show, and then the third season, since he's doing The Rookie, he can no longer be in it. So Alan Tudyk is taking over his role, so Alan Tudyk gets to do an impression of...
That's outstanding, and I can't wait.
Of Nathan Fillion as a head.
he went
zombie
to
head.
Juilliard.
So back to Mark Hamill playing the voice of Chucky. This is how we roll. We will bounce around subjects because
We're a podcast of tangents.
we sure are.
We went on a tangent, you guys. And you know what?
Drink.
There we go. Nothing like drinking on a podcast.
It's delightful.
This will be
morning.
That's right, and this will be when I post this. This will be unedited, which is Nick's favorite type of podcast to post.
Because it's the least amount of work.
That's right. It's 100% accurate because I don't have to edit a damn fucking thing. That makes me happy. So anyway, anything more about Mark Hamill as voice Chucky?
that's
I
a good choice.
mean, we'll probably have more to say once we get like a trailer or something. But
Yeah.
that's good news.
Yeah, I like that one. So apparently AMC has released, and they were like surprised at this, and they're like warning people that the Avengers Endgame might be over 3 hours.
Oh no,
That
that sucks. I
that's
hate that.
Terrible.
It's like you're talking to a bunch of nerds who sat through all of the Lord of the Rings movies.
Right?
And the Hobbit
Most
movies.
of us own the extended editions of Lord of the Rings.
Right.
Wasn't Dune 3 million hours long, and
It was like 6 hours.
Yeah.
I think it was, yeah.
but each segment was over 3 hours. I think.
Right, but
Yeah,
I like
we're-
to use Lord of the Rings as a good example.
Shut up.
So I was like, why are they warning this up? That's like kind of what we want, because if it was only like 2.5 hours, we'd be like, no, fuck, I want more. Like, I want it, there's got to be a lot of story told, so.
Yeah, make it 4. Give you an intermission. Let's bring that
Right?
back.
Right? Then you bring out the Let's Go to the Lobby.
Let's all go to the lobby.
Yeah, bring that back. Leave a little cartoon dancing across the screen. I'd be happy with that.
I'd be okay.
You have 5 minutes to go push out an Ant-Man. 5 minutes to push out an Ant-Man.
I am Groot.
Oh no! There's some fiber in your diet. Thank you.
Gross.
That was exactly what I was deserving.
You are welcome.
Oh, every time I think of Ant-Man and Wasp, or I see that movie, I'm just gonna think of pushing out an Ant-Man. Thank you, Kevin, for that.
I'm here for it.
You are. So yeah, 3 hours Endgame. I don't even care. Not even a little bit. I'll be there for the.
Oh yeah.
Other news. Speaking of Marvel, apparently they have said that Taskmaster will be the villain in the Black Widow standalone movie. How do we feel about that? I don't know much about Taskmaster other than he's a dude in a Skeletor mask.
I'm going to defer to Kevin on this one because I don't know much either.
Yes, so Taskmaster is actually, he was pretty big as an old school Marvel villain back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
His outfit is completely ridiculous. It's lots of orange. And he, like, back then was kind of cool, but looking back on him now, he's super lame.
What's
and
his
so
power?
He wears a gimp suit and a skull mask and a hood, and he goes around, he's like, I'm going to tell you what to do. He's very much he's a leather daddy. That's his powers.
Okay.
Wait. So you're suggesting that Black Widow is going to fight incels?
Oh God, yes.
See, I made
Beautiful.
better.
Yeah, no, but like for real, that's kind of his power. Is he's sort of an incel.
Yeah.
So kind of a perfect villain for her to fight, really.
No, that's excellent. I love it. I don't see that movie.
Yeah, he has a sword and he's dumb. He was in. He's been in a couple iterations
I'm
of.
not describing it in.
He's been in a couple iterations of like a Spider-Man animated series, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I vaguely remember him in some form of an animated series. I don't remember if it was Spider-Man or what's the other one?
Avengers or something.
Good podcast material, you guys.
Hey, we didn't put Taskmaster on the notes. I didn't.
It's true that it was
Just
the last.
working off Kevin's memory.
It was the very last minute thing. Like when I was sitting in the car waiting for the coffee shop to open, I wrote it on there.
Sweet.
So, this morning. I don't know. Taskmaster the villain for Black Widow. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Especially if they play that angle.
Yeah. If they do it from my side of the world, I love that idea. It's brilliant.
I'm just looking
Because-
forward to all the man babies getting angry about it again.
Yeah.
So Marvel, if you're listening, listen to Rob's idea, I guess.
Because now they won't be
For
able
once.
to torch the film before it opens.
Yeah. All right, moving into trailers. I think that's all we had for news. Yes. Okay. So some trailers came out since the last time we had an episode. The first one we wanted to talk about was Dora. So they have a live-action Dora the Explorer movie.
psyched.
Really?
Michael Pena as the dad
Well-
sold me on it, and this girl I got to play her is funny. She's Yeah, I think she can pull it off.
Well, they have Michael Pena, they have Jango Fett.
They sure do.
He's the bad guy.
Yep.
So yeah, if it's Mike
Morrison?
yeah, he's the
Is
bad
that
guy.
right?
I think so.
I don't know who played Jango Fett. You know
Yeah,
how I am.
Kimura Morrison. I know how you are with names.
Chief
That's why
Chewie of Mount Nui did. Bless you.
Whoever just sneezed. Really loud. So yeah, Dora the Explorer. I don't know if they needed a live action movie. But
I don't think they needed it, but now that it's there, I want it. They don't need anything.
Fair enough. So it takes place, it looks like she's in high school. She's coming, her parents send her home from the jungle to go live with her
Normal life with her cousin Diego.
Right.
Of course they do.
Right. And then she's still got a monkey. And,
She's still
then they get lost in the woods. They get captured and lost in the woods again.
In the jungle.
Oh, the jungle. Whatever. Welcome to the jungle? I don't know what's going on.
Tropical
I
climate.
didn't watch the trailer.
Oh my god.
I know you posted it and everything.
I sure did.
Like 2 days ago. Where are you?
He's terrible at this.
He
He was busy going to parties and having a social life.
That's true.
Unlike the rest of us who were not doing
I was
that.
at a party last night. I have friends.
You were
I was at work.
That
Well,
sucks.
That's why 7:30 in the morning is horrible for those of us who work at nights. Yeah, it's the worst. Worst.
Did you sleep or did you stay up?
I slept for like 3 hours.
Nice.
It was slept with my contacts in.
Oh.
Just didn't bother. Like whatever, it's fine. A couple eye drops will be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Just rub the little salty rocks out of
Well, I didn't get
your
home till
eyes,
like midnight 30, so.
Sure.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Let me use that later.
I don't need it.
So the important question is, why do you just have a bottle of Visine in your pocket?
Because it's super early and I did not sleep that long either, and I had to put in my contacts after being in front of a bonfire for a couple of hours, knowing my eyes would be dry the next morning.
See, and I just kept mine in too.
I can't do that.
Apparently, Kevin has a thing with leaving your contacts in.
I know, and it gives me life.
Because every time I do it, my eyes are just Satan for the next like 3 days.
I can do it every once in a while. I can't do it like multiple days in a row, or else my eyes will hate me and I'll die. That's my deal.
So Dora the Explorer.
Wait, drink.
There you go.
Oh, we've never done this part live. This is
The drink part? Normally we're in my house and it's
And we have pop and
yeah. Normally we
Maybe a
say
beer.
drink. Yeah. Except, yeah.
I'm gonna need a minute to drive home later.
But yeah, like I said, I'm excited for it.
Sure. I probably wait for it to come to video or something. I'm not gonna wait. I'm not gonna go rush out to see it.
I also have a lot of nieces and nephews who are like Dora the Explorer age when I was in its like prime. So I'm very familiar with the show, and I'm like, oh, this again, but like I'll be like, want you to get my backpack.
What was that? Oh,
I never repeat my jokes. I'm not a monkey.
but there was a monkey in this movie.
There is a monkey in the
There
movie.
was a monkey. I don't remember the monkey's name, but
Boots.
what is
Boots
it?
the monkey.
Boots. Oh, I've never watched Dora the Explorer.
Neither have I, and I still know that.
I think maybe I might have caught a couple episodes with my niece and nephew when I was at my brother's house.
Perhaps little bits here and there from roommates as kids. But yeah, no, I've never watched it either, and I know it's Boots.
Yeah, well, then you're
What I'm
smart.
saying is get on my level, Nick.
I don't want to get on that level. It's scary.
It's easy, just keep drinking.
So anyway, what's next in trailers?
Stranger Things 3, speaking of weird places that I may or may not want to visit. So that came out.
Just
Very
just
more blues for him.
What?
Homer, you're overstimulated. Beer, bed. So yeah, Stranger Things 3 came out. It looks amazing.
It does.
Fucking, let's just give it to me now. I want it. I don't want to wait for it.
No,
want it now.
I was delighted by that opening bit.
Although I'm curious what D&D monster they're gonna have in this season.
I honestly hope they just sort of trend away from it and then just start making stuff up. And
I don't, because this is the closest we're getting to it, like a D&D based show or movie that isn't that thing that Marlon Wayans was in. Yes,
wow.
thank you for remembering that.
Oh,
Right?
Why would you do that?
For those listening at home, we do have a studio audience here, people listening out in the audience, so it's just fun for us. Yeah, about that.
Beholder, I think, is a good one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They kind of showed in the trailer. They kind of showed some big ugly monster. It looks like in the school yet again.
And that's
Is that the big?
Well, I mean, the Beholder is it's what like the Cacodemon in Doom is kind of based off of. The big Warby guy with the eye and the.
And then
best as I can
the phlegm
paint you a
problem.
word picture.
Well, I think that got it. The phlegm picture, yeah, I got it. Yeah, it looks great, and they, of course, all the characters back and all the hoo-ha that goes on with it.
Coffee's making me a little warm.
Yeah, a little warm.
Weird.
It's okay. We're okay with that. We're okay with a little warm. Stranger Things 3 was.
Yeah, no, I watched it.
There's not much to say other than give it to me now.
Yeah, I definitely want it. That opening scene, though. It's just playing Motley Crue, and Dustin's just walking through the house.
Yeah.
It's cute. It's also, like, the other thing is, first of all, Eleven's hair. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it. But more so, she has such good control of her powers now. I love that.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a time gap between 2 and 3, and if there is, how much?
I think there's a little bit of one, but probably not much.
Right. Speaking of time
Also,
gap.
Carrie Elwes as the mayor of the town.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what horrible, gruesome death he experiences. Because that's what they do to every 80s star that shows up in this show.
If you're an 80s star and in some sort of if you're in some sort of lead that puts you as like a patriarchal or authority figure, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
If you're not Hellboy.
Yes.
Right.
Sheriff Hellboy.
Sheriff Hellboy.
Sheriff Hellboy.
Speaking of time gaps, are you caught up on The Walking Dead yet? No?
No.
Oh. Well, I'm not going to spoil anything by it, but apparently now, at the end of the last episode, it was snowing, like, heavily in Atlanta.
They're not in Atlanta.
Aren't they?
They film in Atlanta, but they're now in like Maryland or something like
I thought
that.
they were just still. I thought they were
No. Because like back in like season 5 or something, they trucked north.
I know, but I thought they were still in Atlanta, Georgia, that area.
Filming, yes.
I know filming, but I meant like story-wise.
No, I thought they went to like Ohio or Indiana or Maryland,
Oh,
somewhere in the
I don't know.
north of where they are.
But for the first time, you get snow in The Walking Dead, and that'll be interesting. So the season endings tonight. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with snow zombies. The last episode was very sad. I'm not even gonna lie. Probably they haven't had a sad episode like this since Herschel died. So it's very powerful, very. Yeah.
I mean,
And you connect to it.
I don't watch it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I am supposed to watch the finale tonight, so I'm going to try and catch up on the like 3 episodes I'm behind in the interim.
Right.
If I can find it, because I was originally going to do it this week, but it's not on Hulu,
No.
and I don't have cable right now, so
Right.
I'll find it online somewhere, I guess.
Yeah. It.
Legally, of course.
Yes.
Yes, of course, legally.
Like on Amazon or something.
Yeah.
I was gonna say. I don't remember. Anyways, wasn't important stuff. Sorry to waste your 30 seconds there of me trying to think of what I was trying to say. It happens.
Over our show. This is why we have editing now.
This is why I do edit, so those odd moments are taken out. And then when you do the live shows, it's just...
Some of those odd moments are so delicious.
Some of them are, when they're funny. If they're not
All
funny...
right, ready, guys? 30 seconds of ahs and ums.
No.
No. Fuck no. Go away. Stop. So I know you guys are excited about this next one. I'm not. I kind of lost interest in this storyline a long time ago, but Toy Story 4 came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little, the trailer was a little spoopy.
Yeah, that was a little dark.
I like it. It's a little goosebumps. Goosebumps
Well, because
of those
the dolls that look
dummy
exactly
dolls,
like
yeah.
the Goosebump ventriloquist dummy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that
And then
weird spork toy. It was just like, I don't want any of this. This is stupid. You're stupid.
What am I? You're a toy.
here's the thing, like 10 years ago, that toy would have been a really poorly constructed metaphor. Excuse the pun. Poorly constructed metaphor for special needs kids, and that really makes me uncomfortable. Because I'm just worried now. Anytime they show that toy on screen, I'm reflexively tense because I'm worried they're gonna make a special needs kid joke about the sport toy.
I don't think they will.
I hope they don't.
I think Disney has grown to be better than that.
You would hope. Anyways, I don't think they will.
They still use Song of the South characters at Disney World.
They've
Don't give me
changed
that.
the names though.
Okay, sure, whatever.
They have.
I know, but this is a favorite topic of mine.
I know it is. I remember the 45 minutes you spent talking about fucking Disney World
Yeah.
to a guy who zoned out and a guy who worked there.
Yeah. It was for the listeners, who also probably zoned out. It's fine, whatever.
Oh, he trimmed it.
I did.
Yeah, there's only 20.
20 minutes of him talking about Disney World. It's fine.
Because Disney World is fun. What do you want?
It is fun.
Anyways, Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 4.
We're missing. We buried the lead here, you guys. Bo.
Yeah, Bo Peep's back.
Bo Peep's back, and she's a
Badass.
It's back. Clinky, clinky.
I didn't know that Bo Peep went away because
Yeah, she
was gone in Toy Story 3.
Yeah, they talked about it.
Yeah.
she just be like wandered off. And then
Well, they said they got rid of her because she was a little Bo Peep like lamp or alarm clock or what was she? She was connected to some electronics.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got rid
But
of her.
anyways, they had gotten rid of her as a character in the third movie, and now she comes back, and it looks like she's sort of a leader of Lost Toys, which I dig.
So she's kind of like the leader of the Island of Misfit Toys.
Yeah,
I,
kind of. Yeah.
and I think she's gonna be a villain.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I don't want that.
I feel like there's at some point she will have turned and gotten mad
No, I don't
that
think
she
so.
was given away and
Wasn't she in the trailer? Wasn't she kind of like she kind of captures Woody at first, or somebody?
no, she like rescues him.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like he's being chased by the spoopy toys.
Yeah.
Scary toys.
Spoopy.
Spoopy. Sorry, the spoopy toys.
The weird, scary, spooky toys.
This guy over here.
Uh-huh. Hi.
Yeah,
I'm what you call
that's my official prediction.
She's gonna be the
She's
villain.
gonna be the villain.
So she really sent out the spoopy toys to chase them, and then.
Oh yeah.
In a weird,
Awesome.
convoluted plot line.
Nope.
Sure. That
In
makes
a
sense.
Toy Story movie? Never.
No, I'm sorry. That
Never.
makes sense. Never mind. Okay, I'm on board with your Bo Peep theory now.
There you
Damn
go.
it.
There you go.
Son of a
I don't
bitch.
know. The Prospector didn't have a convoluted shit. well, at least Hugs a lot. God damn it.
Lots of.
Lots of whatever. I don't know. Lots of Hugs. Yeah, that's right. Hugs a lot. Lots of.
Don't remember. Stop watching that.
Net Baby.
Oh, the third was the
The
best
third
one.
is great.
Third's the best one.
Sure it is.
It has not one but two
Really
separate
intense
segments
cry moments.
where you are bawling like a hungry, angry baby.
Kind of, well, I associate, the second one was associated with a very bad time in my life, so it's unfortunately, you know, I look at that and any Toy Story I was like, it's instantly associated with that bad time.
The second one?
The second one was at a time in my life when I saw it in the theater was a very bad time in my life, so unfortunately I
I'm
associate.
sorry, because that's actually my favorite. Third is great. Don't get me wrong. I love the Toy Story 3, but Toy Story 2, I have a weird soft spot for Kelsey Grammer.
That is weird.
Yeah, I like him in practically anything he does except Frasier.
I like that.
I like Frasier well enough. It's just like I never got into it.
Sure.
I, for some odd reason, got into it when I was in high school, and
Same.
it was kind of one of those shows that was like, I just couldn't, I had to watch it. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. I don't know if I can go back and watch it again today, but.
I've been meaning to try and watch it because it's on Netflix.
I'm for sure you would like Frasier.
I think I probably, yeah, I mean, I know it's the smart, pedantic humor that I really, truly enjoy.
I really liked that. I really liked his brother and his
Niles,
dad.
yeah.
Niles and his dad, and of course the dog. 'Cause, you know, why not?
It's the dog.
It's a dog. The dog.
Was it Murray? Was that the name of the dog?
Dog.
Eddie.
Eddie.
Yeah, Eddie sounds right.
Yeah, that's it.
Eddie was the name of the dog on the show. Murray, I think, was the name of the dog actor.
The fact that you know that is super
No,
weird.
I have to look that up. If you're right, I'm gonna be so angry at you.
I hope I'm
Do
right.
the dogs?
If I'm right, you donate $10 to Fearless right now.
You got it.
All right, cool.
Do dogs get IMDb pages? Do animals have?
Yeah, I think a few of them do.
Do they?
Yeah.
I would.
Moose.
It was
Looks like you owe $10.
I remembered it 2 seconds
Looks like
before
you owe $10.
You sure
I
do.
do.
There you go.
Abby, you want to go run my card? Seriously, run my card for $10.
Got it.
Thank you.
Sweet, I have her scar.
Hey, look at that! Ta-da! Yay!
Thank
She
you.
comes back. Where'd you get that gold necklace from?
I need a new TV.
Why do you suddenly have such an enormously, novelty-sized bottle of Jameson? And why is it for Nick? Come on!
Because you're buying. That's why. So this one I'm not sure. The next one I'm not sure. It's not really a trailer, but it was some news that was announced. I'm not sure if I'm excited about it or scared by it.
You can be both.
But apparently they're making another Bill and Ted's movie. Bill and Ted: Excellent Adventure, Bogus Journey, whichever one. They're making the third one now that they're it's like 30 years later.
I hope they're still in the garage trying to play music.
Well, that's the thing. From what I understand, the plot is that they haven't become the awesome dudes that they were always meant to. Like, they didn't become the legends that had statues made out of them and cities named after them. They're still struggling to make it as wild stallions, that kind of thing. So
I wonder if the babes will be there.
Probably.
I don't know.
I want to know what because it's Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. I want to know what everyone's going to be called. Bill and Ted's Necessary Retirement.
Yeah, because they're in their late 50s, early 50s,
early 50s, I think.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Keanu hasn't aged, but
Alex.
Sure has.
Yeah, he does not. He does not look.
But Keanu Reeves is a vampire. We just all accept that.
Right.
That's fair.
And it's just going to be hard for me to go back to where he first saw him after some really good movies that he has made, John Wick and whatnot, and just to see him go to be stupid again, to play another. I don't want to say dumb character, but
One dumb character. They're dumb.
Lack of
super dumb.
intelligence characters.
Spelled wild stallions with way too many Y's.
But they were perfect for the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, and now they're still going to be, the California Surf Boys, and
I hope so.
I just thinking about those character tropes in today's society. I don't think they're going to play well. I don't think it'll be a good movie.
It's not. I'm still going to see the ass off it, but it's not going to be a good movie.
Yes, I will definitely see the shit out of this movie. But
Abby, you added an extra 0. How dare you?
I did not.
I know.
Wow, you actually checked. You piece of shit. Garbage person.
I did check, but also I wanted to know how much money I had in my bank account anyways.
Weird time to want to know how much money you have in your bank account.
My God.
For the joke.
Sure. Big oof.
I have trust issues. What do you want?
Clearly.
I'm not saying I don't trust people, but I look both ways before I cross a one-way street. So yeah, Bill and Ted's. I did love those movies as a kid. I'm not even gonna lie.
I sure did love that movie.
Yeah.
Let's not put Bogus Journey up at the same level as Excellent Adventure. I wish we wore the outfits that they wore in the future in Bogus Journey, though.
With those
weird, slinky sleeves and
the foam outfits that they wore, and
the huge shoes.
Yeah, and the Back to the Future sunglasses.
Yeah,
totally. You could tell they got it from Back to the Future too.
Where the fuck are you going?
I have never seen either Bill and Ted.
What? What's wrong with you?
I think it was 3 or 4 when
That's
when the second one came
I
out.
want to get hit.
Remember, he's younger than us.
I know, but you would think even on TV they would have when he was a kid that was replay heaven for those movies.
His parents clearly were not awesome enough.
Clearly.
They did not preach to be excellent to one another.
They were an accountant and a car salesman who had an unhappy marriage.
Was this a sitcom in the early 90s?
Yes.
So you should have been watching it.
Exactly.
No, I should have been watching Frasier.
Or, oh God, what was that?
Happily Ever
My
After.
Two Dads?
Unhappily Ever. Thank you for knowing what I was talking about. You knew I was going to say, what was that Married with Children clone?
With the bunny.
With the bunny played by Bobcat Goldthwait.
Jesus.
And Nikki, what's her name?
Mickey Cox.
There it is. There it is. Mickey Cox. Yep.
Didn't she get married to Jay Moore?
She
I don't know.
did
I know
for a while.
Right.
They were. I think they
She went
divorced now.
crazy on the drugs. I know that.
Sure did.
And the plastic surgery.
Sure did.
She is
Yeah.
unrecognizable now, and it breaks my heart.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm happily ever after. I used to love that show.
I did too.
It's great because the dad wasn't it the dad that could only see the bunny.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it was he was having like a
Trip.
not well like a midlife crisis meets like a nervous breakdown.
Right.
Neat.
Yeah, he was not healthy.
It was like the Kmart version of Married with
Oh,
Children.
yes, it was.
So Nikki Cox or
Christina Applegate.
Yes.
Is that Nikki Cox?
Who was the better daughter, or not better daughter, but
Nikki Cox.
Nikki Cox?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say Nikki Cox because in the show she's a redhead. Rob,
Oh.
I thought she was funnier.
way funny.
Like she had more jokes, whereas Kelly was just sort of there to be eye candy. Well, Nikki Cox was definitely there to be eye candy. She definitely had more jokes.
She was
Yeah.
funnier, yeah.
She
She
was
was ultimately sassier.
Sure. This isn't a movie, but you guys wanted to talk about the new Borderlands 3 that was coming out.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Once again, I'm gonna play the siren.
Uh-huh.
I don't play Borderlands.
Oh, you should. I think you would like them.
You would like the
It's
Borderlands
a-
games.
It's a cartoonish, funny
Yeah.
first-person shooter with RPG elements.
Yeah.
Where you have to measure how many rat-a-tats you use versus how many pew-pews.
Really?
Yeah, it's good.
So
You would
it's
really
like-
like it.
like
It's so
Rob-
funny.
So is it like the Wildlands, like like the open area, open network? Open
Sort of. It's got like connected areas that because I mean this was back in like the 360s, so they couldn't have quite the open world that they do now. So it's like connected areas, so you have to load between sections, but each section is very big. But the graphics are very cel shaded. It's very like humor based. Like it's all about the jokes.
Yeah.
Mucho funny, good combat.
I was going to ask you guys this question
Superpowers.
a while ago. So if, we've all played the Deadpool video game, yeah?
Yeah.
Would it make it better or worse if they redid that video game with Ryan Reynolds?
Much better.
I don't.
Same video game.
I don't.
same voice.
I don't. I think it's Nolan North who
It is Nolan
voices
North.
him
Yes.
in the video game. And while I love Nolan North, don't get me wrong, I don't think his voice is quite right for Deadpool. And I don't know if that's just because I'm so used to Ryan Reynolds, but even before Ryan was the good Deadpool,
Right.
back when it first came out, and Ryan Reynolds was still the bad Deadpool, I was.
Nolan North was the good Deadpool.
Yeah, and even when the game came out, I'm like, this isn't how I hear him in my head.
Sure. Sure. That's fair.
So Borderlands 3.
Yeah, Borderlands 3. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
I mean, it's cheap.
Yeah. They have it on PS4 though?
Well, I mean, you can get pre-sequel in Borderlands 2, which is fine because Borderlands 1s did not age well.
No. Borderlands 2 is the better game.
But you can get the Handsome Collection for cheap on PS4.
Yeah.
Oh, you hitting the bottom on that bad boy? There it is.
I'm just gonna.
Mine's empty.
Woo! Yeah, I found that Jameson. Holy shit. So anyway, Borderlands 3.
Is that where we are? Drink.
Yeah, get the Handsome Collection. You'll not regret it.
Keep down. You can probably just download it now.
I swear.
You
it's
can.
got a
But it's
whole bunch
time
of
to
Jameson.
cheaper, like a GameStop or something. But yeah, if you get it, we can. If you ever want to play together, it's great multiplayer.
It really is, and it's a great loot and shoot kind of game. That's really what it is. Is always trying to get better guns.
Yeah, there's just not enough good like co-op shooters out there, and it's still couch co-op too.
It is,
which is rare these days. Like the new Wolfenstein that's coming out is about two protagonists. You play as the original BJ's two daughters. It's two protagonists. It's two. You play as both. You're two people. It does not have couch co-op. You're two people. No couch co-op.
How can you?
I'm fine.
As one person you play as two people. As one player you play as two.
Well, no, I mean it's. I think you play as the one, and I'm sure it switches, and you can because you can do co-op online. You can play as both of them,
Right.
But you can't locally, and I understand it's harder to make a game that way nowadays with the current gaming technology. I understand that. I don't care. I I grew up in the 80s and 90s.
Where we had two controllers.
I like playing with
Yeah.
my friends.
Yeah.
God damn it, Graham and I need more games to play together.
Graham.
Yes, Graham. Who
He's
isn't
not
here,
here.
and I'm
Yeah,
very
that's-
angry.
Why isn't he here? He's up early in the morning.
Right?
He has no life. Come on.
He was here last
Send
time.
him angry text next when we get done with this.
Fair enough.
Graham, if you're
Right
watching,
here, I cried.
You're right.
Anyway, so Borderlands 3, the trailer looks great. The new villains, I'm not sure how I feel about them yet, but that doesn't matter because they packed the trailer chock full of like what the new Vault Hunters look like, which is awesome. I want to be the robot.
I get that.
And the new Siren looks interesting.
Yeah,
I
she
don't-
has kind of that like a Shiva thing going
yeah,
on in her
Shiva
arms.
thing
And,
going on. Yeah, I don't know about that yet, but I'm excited. And then also we get to see an older Maya, which older Maya looks awesome. I super dig that. And of course we get to see Lilith again.
Yep.
Which is yay. She's one of my favorites. The trailer, of course, is just vintage Borderlands because it's just sort of all these little jokes on text. And then there's a moment in the middle where one of the old characters comes out with the saxophone and the text reads, "Brick sax solo." And then they just let him do a sax solo on screen. It's really goofy. It's real goofy. I love the show, or I love the games, and it's the trailer is right in tune with the comedy of the game. And it's just weird,
Yeah,
wacky,
it's-
off the wall kind of.
despite being different writers, it hasn't missed a beat. So,
No, and I'm super excited.
so you can tell the new writers are big fans. They know what they're doing.
And Tiny Tina's redesign. Whew. Oh yes, yes please. I cannot, but she was my favorite character from Borderlands too.
I get that.
She, yeah. Gee, I wonder why.
Speaking of violence and robots, let's move into our review. Did you guys watch?
Nope, didn't have time.
Same.
So we'll do that next time. Saz Bay.
That said, watch Love, Death, and Robots.
If you haven't seen it, watch Love, Death, and Robots.
I've
on
seen a
Netflix.
clip of it.
I don't understand. It's very like heavy metalish.
It reminds me. I'm not going to spoil anything by saying this. It very much reminds me of an old 1987 anime that I really loved. That I probably was one of the first animes that I saw as a kid, called Robot Carnival, where they took 9 animators and brought them together to tell a story about robots, essentially. But there was like different things. Like one of them was I very very distinctly remember one of them was like this old. It was like in feudal Japan, and the robots were like made of bamboo and stuff, and they're with steam. So kind of before steampunk was a thing, they had it in there, and different animation styles. So this is what I would call a modern day version of that, and it is phenomenal. It is really fucked up. It is full of violence and gore and sex and stuff. But there are some really great animations. There's some really funny ones. The one with the cat is probably my favorite.
That is the clip I've seen.
And the one with I hate myself for not remembering her name, but she played Sasha in The Walking Dead.
Mila Jovovich.
No, she played Sasha in The Walking Dead. She's in Star Trek Discovery.
Sequoia.
Yes,
Martin Green.
she's in one, and I can't tell if it's animated or if it's live action / animated. It's really good, and it's glorious. It is visually stunning. There's a lot of funniness to it. There's a lot of humor. There's one where they're chasing a fucked up version of Dracula, or hunting a fucked up version of Dracula.
Yeah, fucked up version of Dracula.
And it's absolutely glorious. So I highly recommend it. We'll talk about it next time. Hopefully these two will have seen it by then.
They also stole that, used, whatever, that setup for the Animatrix. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, Animatrix. Oh, yeah.
Which the Animatrix is
bad.
far better than either of the sequels.
Yeah.
I loved the Animatrix. They had
Yeah.
some really good, weird, messed up stuff, and those, again, 9 segments, each by a different animator.
Yeah, and this one, I think it's 8. I think there's 8 episodes, I want to say. Don't quote me on that number, but I want to say it's 8. But yeah, they're all worth a watch, and like I said, they're very much...
Stop it.
They're very different, and yeah, I just highly recommend it. I can't say enough about it. I mean, it's really good, so I recommend it.
So exactly 8 episodes?
Exactly.
I live for Kevin's reaction.
I know you do. That's why we love you, Rob. Moving on. So we wanted to revisit Umbrella Academy. Did you guys finish?
Yes.
I did not.
God damn it, Rob.
I moving. Fuck you. But go ahead. I'm not upset about it.
What episode are you still? What episode did you have?
I haven't watched since we last talked about it.
About 2 left,
Yeah, I
think.
got like 2 or 3 episodes left.
Okay, so you wanted to revisit, Kevin, you wanted to give kind of
Yes, now that I have watched the whole thing, and so my initial review is that I didn't like Klaus and his, he was concentrating so much on his American accent that he wasn't acting very good.
I want to point out that your dislike of Klaus sent our only audience member out the door.
No, I think it was because she maybe not has seen.
But
no, I'm going to say it's because Kevin dislikes Klaus.
No, but it definitely improved as the show went along. Yeah, it's the damn cliffhanger ending. I'm hoping we get a lot more of them as kids.
Right.
In the next season. I'm gonna try not to spoil too much. Actually.
Yeah.
I totally called everything that happened with Vanya.
Yeah.
That's not
It's like the nanosecond. I'm like, oh, she's not only gonna have powers, she's gonna have god level powers. That's obvious.
Yeah. Right.
So I hope we get way more Ben in season 2.
Mm-hmm.
He was a fucking delight.
Mm-hmm. So when you said that Klaus got better, did you like his character better, his acting better?
Yes.
Okay.
All of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
because
just,
before you were
I think
complaining about his acting.
Yeah, and I think as they filmed, I could tell he was getting into the groove of the American accent more.
Okay. Yeah.
And I really felt the change in both my like of the character and how he played the role once he got back from Vietnam.
Yeah.
That's where I thought you might turn.
And that's kind of right, like I think that episode before, and then when he came back is kind of where I started to go, oh, okay, I can appreciate this character more. He's not just a trope. He's not just a stereotypical.
He's not just a life imitation of an internet troll.
Right. Yeah.
And I would very much like to find somebody to cosplay with me so I can do Hazel and Cha-Cha at Con this year. I'm trying to talk Anita from the Mermaid Cove into doing it. And I told her, she's like, I don't have the money for a ticket. I'm almost thinking, I'll buy you a ticket. Just please.
Yeah. That is quite the height difference, though.
That's what'll make it so funny. Because she's 4'2" or something like that. She's so short.
She's a tiny.
I think she's like 4'10", 4'11", something like that.
4'11".
She's pretty short.
She's very short. Yeah, it definitely. If you have not seen Umbrella Academy, it definitely gets better as the episodes go on. But you're right; it was kind of predictable. But I still dug the aesthetic of the shoot that they did, the visuals, like I said before, and kind of like you were saying, it's kind of predictable. But it didn't bother me that it was kind of predictable. I still like to see what happened exactly.
For me, the plot of the show, which I had it packed a while ago. The plot of the show hasn't been important to me so much as the relationships amongst the characters. I think that's so much more key for this show.
Yeah.
And I think every single one of them, but especially 5, knocks it out the park.
Oh yeah, they could have placed 5. It was incredible.
Right.
He's got a fuge.
Yeah, and his I don't know what it is. He's just got this huge smile. Like every time he smiles, like this weird, like his mouth grows. I don't know. It's huge.
That's how smile works.
I get that, but it's bigger than normal. So we got a few minutes left. Anything else you want to say about Umbrella Academy?
No, I mean watch it. By some I mean a lot of the dialogue is very formulaic, very obvious things that I thought we had moved past in writing, but it is what it is.
Right.
But no, it was very good. The characters really grab you. So yeah, if it's on your list to do, move it up
Watch
in the queue.
it. Yeah,
definitely. I'm glad you got over the Klaus thing. It was kind of
because like I said, I love the actor.
Yeah.
It wasn't the way he was acting with his American accent to start just wasn't vibing with me.
Okay. So now normally we do on our shows, we do a little segment we call Nerd Grabs, where we talk about anything in the past couple weeks that we've grabbed.
Very rarely do I get to do a visual joke.
It's a good one.
I missed it, sorry.
He grabbed me.
Uh-huh.
He said we were nerd grab.
Get it, you grabbed it. Anyway. So we do a little segment where we do nerd grabs where we talk about any nerdy things that we bought, purchased, got in our lives recently. So you guys got anything for nerd grabs? I've got nothing. I've been too busy fucking working.
I'm trying to. I think I found something.
I did find. Actually, no, I do have something. It's not really an item, but I recently did the national tour of Legally Blonde. It came to the theater that I work at, and their tech crew are a bunch of nerdy people.
Yeah.
And so I know that they gave them our business cards, and so
Nice.
Daniel and Kat and Alicia, hopefully they're listening or watching. They're probably touring right at the moment because I know they have like 5 one-offs, which is the worst schedule ever, especially for that show because it's a bitch to load in and out.
I'm sorry, just to be clear, one-offs as in they move in, do a show, move out?
Correct.
Oh,
Yeah, 5 in a row.
that's what I thought.
5 different cities.
Yowza.
Yeah, it's not pretty. So anyway, so they came in like one night. They're super excited because they had a night off, if you will, and the next day we didn't have call wasn't until 5 o'clock, so they had to do a whole day. So their idea of fun that night was to go and create D&D characters, and I was like, oh my people. Thank God. That's why I was asking you about the druid, because one girl came back and was like, I'm playing a druid. I'm like, I kind of remember druids, and I haven't played in a long time. I kind of remember druids kind of being like nobody wants to be a druid because they're just healers. But now you've told me they're very cool and they're
In 5e, druids kick ass.
Yeah. So I apologize.
I can turn
Kat,
into a dinosaur.
for making fun of you for being a druidish princess. So yes, that was my slight regret. Anything else, you guys?
I have a couple. One is just for me. One involves Rob and I. So the first one is after not having an Xbox One for a very, very long time, GameStop had a pretty good deal where you get one and you get 2 games, and it's dirt cheap. So I traded some stuff and paid next to nothing for it. So I finally have an Xbox One again because I've. While the PS4 is definitely the better system for gaming, I've kind of missed the media capability of the Xbox One. It's far superior. Even though they've kind of distanced themselves from the Kinect, I still like it because I like controlling my TV with my voice because I'm a huge nerd. Hey Cortana on, and then everything turns on. But yeah, so I got an Xbox One after not having one for a while, so playing some old games that have been missing, so it's been pretty cool. And the other thing is
about the thing that apparently we're doing together. Or
yes.
something? All right.
So since our last podcast, Rob and I and 2 other good friends,
that's what we're talking about. Cool.
2 other good friends of ours had our first meeting. I'm going to keep it very thick.
Cool.
Had our first meeting for a new character idea we have for the Renaissance Festival coming up this year.
Yeah.
And it was a very productive meeting. We found that
full of goofiness.
Found out that the youngest of us, Mike and I, have a very good improv give and take, and that Rob and Wilhelm can very easily draw off of that. So I think as a unit of 4, we're going to be very, very good. Yeah. And it is based off of a historical group, very prominent literature-based group.
Just
Whatever could you be talking about?
4 people, somebody in history and literary, something about swashbuckling?
It's not the best reason ever, but whatever.
I mean, that's misleading because everyone knows them as a different number, but whatever.
Exactly. But yeah, we're very, very excited. We're putting the concept together, figuring out costumes, colors, or lack thereof. And I think it's...
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I haven't been this excited for the upcoming fest season in a long, long time. A long time.
Sure. It's been a while to be excited about the fest season. I was excited about our last season, mainly because I knew it would be our last.
I still wasn't. Like, you guys didn't have to deal with Stephanie.
That's true.
Wow.
We heard the drums.
I mean, Mike,
come on, hold on. Mike, you have opinions. Go ahead.
Yeah. Please. As a crafter,
And that's all the time we have to
I get that. There's still a great story from last year from about Stephanie. I think that was a great story when I had to save her ass one day.
I don't miss being in a form of management when it comes to outside of cast. So being free of that last year and doing as much networking as I did last year was great. I still think it's funny that sitting in one spot every single day on a chair outside of fest grounds. Yeah. I mean, immediately outside, but still outside. I did more connecting, networking, and friend making sitting in that stupid chair reading a book than I ever did in my 8 years of running the stock. Well, 6 years of running, 8 years of being in the stockings.
Yeah, I love my retirement job, so my retirement fest job. So I'm not even complaining. I sell mead, so...
I still love that you call it your retirement.
I mean, but...
Is it not?
It's not. I mean, I sit around and I do nothing, so really, it's a retirement job,
He's basically Sam from Cheers.
Sure am. That's a good analogy.
I'm sorry. You're equating a Major League Baseball career to Nick at the Stocks.
I'm equating having a performance career that you decided to end and work selling alcohol to people who wanted to imbibe said alcohol.
Oh, that's
I got the connection.
No, I got it too. Like, I didn't think about it hard enough to realize how fundamental it was.
It was very fundamental, and they're both funny.
Yes.
And we're both
You're funny and handsome, and you deserve happiness.
And remember when Sam took off his toupee and was bald on the top, and I'm bald? See, it works out. It's great.
He's single, ladies.
Thank you.
All of the single ladies.
And his name is Nick. He enjoys very brief walks to the next place he can sit down.
Not that lazy. I just have a bad knee. You turn fucking 40 and your body just goes, I'm on vacation! Fuck you! Yeah. It's the worst. Anyways.
I'm the same way, man. That's fine.
Right. So it is, I think it's about all the time we have. We're running out of time. Yeah. Real quick, anything you guys want to promo or push out there? Not an Ant-Man. Don't push out an Ant-Man.
Fine.
I'm so proud of that. Yes, I think I mentioned the last podcast, but of course our next episode of Winner Is You is out. YouTube.com/friendshipsmuggler. This one is a VR showcase involving a few VR games that are available for free or cheap on Steam.
Yeah, it's very enjoyable episode.
I think we're kind of getting the hang of how we want the feel of the show to be. It's very, very funny. Nice. So.
Yeah, we just finished up season 1 of Spoilers Sort of on YouTube. You can find it under Spoilers Sort of on YouTube. Just look at Spoilers Sort of. We don't have an exact YouTube page yet, but that's a web series where we get people drunk and have them describe a movie in 3 minutes. Both of these two are on episodes. It's a show I produce with our good friend Ian.
So subscribe so he can get that damn page name.
Yeah, and if you like what we've seen here, you can find all the rest of our stuff at geekbynumbers.com. You can find Spoilers Sort of, Villain Coffee Hero Tea, which is another podcast, WD Carousel of podcast, A Winner Is You, which is your web series, another web series that all three of us are in that Kevin directed, wrote, and produced. The Layer web series, which is very fun.
And started because I'm an egomaniac.
You sure are. And Digital Envelopment and Late to the Party. So all those things you can find on geekbynumbers.com. You can find us on our Facebook pages. You can listen to Best Threesome Ever on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play.
I think it's easier to say you can listen to Best Threesome Ever wherever you get your podcast.
Goddamn right you can. So find us on Facebook, Best Threesome Ever, the number, not the word. And you find us on Instagram as well. Like us, please. Follow us. Make funny comments. Ask questions. Comments. Yeah. But that being said, this is...
Special thanks to Fearless and Die Laughing this year. I believe even after this episode goes out, they can still donate to the website. Year round.
Yes, we will post a link.
So someone want to rattle off the website so I don't get it wrong.
DieLaughingMarathon.com.
Thank you. DieLaughingMarathon.com. Go there. Please donate. All of our listeners, please go donate. This is an amazing company and a wonderful group to donate to. They do great theater here in the Twin Cities.
They really do. And support local, because that's what we all are, local performers. So please support local. But this has been Best Threesome Ever, episode 81, live at Die Laughing 6 here in Minneapolis at the Phoenix Theater. I'm Nick.
I'm Rob.
I'm Kevin.
And we will see you next time. They actually have our exit music.
Oh, did they?
I do.